BackChat powered by Paywise in season 2025. It is cricket season, absolutely. The summer is here, Ashes has started, and there's superstars rolling through Perth.
Oh, yeah.
And none bigger than this man sitting in front of us. Jason Gillespie joins us on the show. Hello, mate.
Hi, Scully. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
No stress.
You know, Australian cricket fame.
Yeah.
More likely podcasting fame, I would say.
True.
Dan, have you seen his work?
I've seen the work. I've seen it in the flesh. Was here on the weekend with two of the greats recording the Fast Bowling Cartel, which we will get to as well. I'm very jealous of the Fast Bowling Cartel podcast because Scully and I have been slaving away for the last 5 years. Then in comes you lot for 3 weeks and you've already overtaken what we're doing. You've just left us in the dust after all the blood, sweat and tears we put into this podcast. You guys just swoop in and it must be nice.
It's a lot of fun. And I think just do it with your two of your great mates.
Yep.
That's the thing. And we just have a laugh. We have a basic script and, you know, a couple of top fives and things like that, but just talking about the game we love. And that's the simple thing. We hate batsmen, so we get stuck into them.
Absolutely.
All joke. Just a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's not a joke. Like, don't like it's not, you do hate batsmen. You do hate batsmen. This is mate. So like footy, AFL. Backmen are bowlers. We are the same cut. That is how games are won.
Do all the spade work.
Like you got to have someone
hard
working.
Hats, steel caps.
Not paid the money. No, it's not Hollywood. Right? That's what the midfielders and the forwards are for, or the batsmen and wicket keepers sort of go the way, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, the wickies. Funny enough, the
spinners,
the fast bowlers love the wickies because they're doing a lot of the work, the donkey work too, taking the catches.
Yep.
I mean, Adam Gilchrist, I can tell you now, Gilly wants to be a member of the Fast Bowling Cartel. He's always he wanted to hang out with us, get an angle in. I mean, he wants to come on the pod. We've got a no batsman policy, so but we may make an exception for Gil.
What's the fastest he could throw one down?
Slow.
Well, you're going to be over 140, don't you?
Basically, yeah. So. Yeah, he wouldn't reach 140.
Okay.
Not even in his palm.
We're well off our rules for this podcast. All right, you've taken us there. We have the same question that we ask every guest on the show.
Yep.
Now, this is the greatest sporting achievement thanks to TABtouch. So we want to know your greatest sporting achievement not on the cricket pitch, not on the cricket field. We know you're a World Cup winning cricketer, Ashes, right? Australian, baggy green, made a double ton. We know the things you've done as a cricketer, right? But I want to know what you've done in any other sport. We're talking pigeon racing, we're talking darts, we're talking golf, we're talking anything as a kid. The reason I ask, and I'll give you a little bit of time to think on it, one of the great photos came across our desk that we've ever seen, and people who listen to this podcast religiously will know that we start this show very similar every time. We talk about our greatest sporting achievements. Mine, I was a under-9 state beach flag champion for the Jan Jack Surf Lifesaving Club. I was also a state hurling champion. Dan was a 5 for 16.
5 for 16 in a grand final. Basically the equivalent of, you know, game 5 of the Ashes drawn series. 5 for 16 in that game, and I did say to you on the weekend, I was like, look, I'm really sorry, this is so dumb. Can you just hold on to this trophy?
The photo of Glenn McGrath and Jason Gillespie holding that trophy like it was an Ashes urn is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. So
I didn't even want to be in the photo.
That's ours. Yep. Do you appreciate the 5 for 16?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Hey, 5 is 5, isn't it?
It is.
You can only go against the opposition that's presented in front
exactly.
of you.
Correct.
Yep.
So your greatest sporting achievement not on the cricket field.
Oh, wow.
Thanks to TABtouch.
Yeah, I played other sports, but I was not very good at them. I played soccer as a kid, I suppose the best I did, I tried out for a couple of rep teams. Didn't quite make it, but showed a little bit of promise with the soccer skills. I was a backman too. I was a fullback.
I was going to say, what were you, like Peter Crouch up forward?
No. I was definitely down the back.
Makes sense.
Donkey work again.
Yes.
It's a common theme. I played basketball. Common theme. I was more a rebounder and defender.
Yeah.
But look, I didn't really do anything special in sport. Probably one of my proudest achievements. A few years ago now, we were playing a bit of social basketball, like in regional SA, and playing in a Div 2 comp, and my eldest son Jack He was about 15 or 16. My basketball son, who played, Jack never played basketball in his life. My basketball son, Brandon, who was at the stage, he was 13 or 14. Jackson and I were playing basketball socially, and we just to hang out together, and we were a man short, so we needed to call on his younger brother Brandon, who played basketball. And it's probably my proudest moment because the Gillespie boys in that game combined for 38 points, which was brilliant.
Yeah.
I got 2 points. Jacko got 2 points. And young Brandon, 13, 14 years of age, just dropped 34.
He went off.
As a 14-year-old, a couple of dunks, just drop bombing threes. So that probably stands out for me as a sporting moment. I didn't do particularly well in the game, but just the three boys.
Yeah.
But just together, the Gillespie boys in the starting five.
It's like LeBron James and LeBron Jr.
It's
exactly like that.
Slightly different level of basketball.
You're LeBron.
I was about 1 from 10 for the floor, and my one shot was under the bucket. So it wasn't that great, but yeah, it was
That's cool.
such fun to just hang out with the boys and have a bit of a laugh.
Yeah. That's what we're searching for.
Yeah, that's good. Playing with your sons.
Yeah,
Love
really
it.
good.
Did you random question? Did you have an infinity pool at your house?
Oh,
that is
at my previous house. Yeah. Is that the one with the over the edge thing?
Yeah. Nice. I was just researching. Just researching for this interview, and one of the things that came up in like news articles was like Jason Gillespie sells a house with infinity pool. And I just thought that's pretty nice achievement as well, to have an infinity pool in your backyard.
Yeah, it was a pool.
Jason Gillespie sells house with pool.
Yeah, with infinity pool.
So we lived about 80 k's south of Adelaide, in a little town called Normanville, and then we just decided, with kids had activities up and down to the city and back for sport and things like that. It just got too much, so we reluctantly decided to sell up and move up into the city, back into Adelaide. So
is that where you grew up?
Down on the coast.
Yeah, where'd you grow up?
No, I grew up southern suburbs of Adelaide. So I was actually born in Sydney. So I lived there for 10 years, and then Dad was in banking and got a job transfer to Adelaide, and so I was 10 years old and moved to Adelaide, and grew up in the southern suburbs of Adelaide.
Siblings? Did you play a lot of sport?
Two younger brothers, who aren't sporty at all. Like, I think Rob, a couple of years younger than me, he dabbled in a bit of baseball, and I think cricket, he had one crack at cricket and hated it, so he just didn't play. And my baby brother Luke, he's 12 years younger than me. He not really, more into the gym and stuff like that, but not actually playing sports. So I'm the outlier in the family, because there was no one really played much sport in our family. My dad played a bit as a kid, and he played rugby league and stuff like that. But no one in our extended families either side, no one played cricket. So I was a bit of an outlier.
I know it's sort of different now with academies and pathways, and there's all these sort of catchphrases that are thrown around, but back in your day, it was a bit more loose than that. Did you how did you know you were good at cricket? Like, how did you, as a junior coming up, was it just something you were good at and you hope for the best? Or?
Yeah, I won a Junior Cricketer of the Year award in Sydney in an under 10s. I played under 10s, and I won a Junior Cricketer of the Year award. So I thought I did okay. Moved to Adelaide and played in the state under 12 team, or state primary school team. And then I had a few years where I had big growth spurts when I was a kid and teenager, and so I had some stop-start seasons as a cricketer. And then I managed to get into the under 19 state side and played Australian 19s. But I suppose before that, and I often call this my light bulb moment, I was playing fourth grade in Adelaide, bit of third grade, but mainly fourth grade, bowling, little medium paces, keeper up to the stumps. Well, I was tall, skinny, and just dibbly dobbly. And I remember it distinctly as if it was yesterday. We did the customary, it was club training, did the customary lap. Everyone's near the sight screen, everyone's stretching. and there were just conversations happening, and someone just asked me, "Oh, Jason, where's your cricket going? Like, you know, what are your plans for your cricket? You got any goals?" And I just said, I think I was 17 maybe, and I just said, "Oh yeah, I want to play for South Australia." And basically by the time I was 19, and then I'm going to get a baggy green and play Test cricket by the time I'm 21. And I call it the light bulb moment because, to a man, everyone just burst out laughing. And
Thought that might have been the
they
reaction.
started calling me the Lion of Adelaide and all this sort of nonsense. Right? They'd taken the absolute piss out of me. And it was that moment that I realised that no one could see what I felt or believed. Like deep down, I genuinely believed I could do it. But I was clearly not demonstrating any behaviours, anything in my game to suggest that was going to happen. So I had to pivot, I had to change. And I remember it. I marked out a big long run up that training session, and I bowled as fast as I could, and I could actually get it through. And I realised, well, I've just been taking it easy. I didn't realise. I suppose you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
Right? And I didn't know that I wasn't just going full tilt. So I started to go full tilt all the time, and it hurt like hell, but I just went. And then the A-grade captain saw me bowl, and a couple of weeks later, when it was the end of the season, the A-grade were out of finals contention, and yeah, I played a C-grade game. I got 8 overs for about 50, and I was named in the A-grade, and I think to the shock of pretty much everyone. And I know my dad was involved in the club at the time, and he was dead against me getting put in the A-grade. And then after my first over in A-grade, I had 1 for none. And my dad said after that, he said, "Right, Jason, I'm not getting involved with your cricket ever again. I'll leave it to other people." So that was the start of it. And then I played A-grade, and then the following season, got picked in the state under-19s, and then there was a couple of injuries in the Australian under-19s going to India, and I got late call-up and played Australian 19s.
So like there'll be kids listening to this, and we spoke to Brett Lee on the episode last week, being out, and I asked him on the fastest bowlers all the time, like, how do you bowl fast? And then for you as a fast bowler, I don't know if you get asked that, or like for me, who doesn't bowl fast, I'm like, I don't know. He said you got to run really fast.
Yep.
And is that sort of what you're talking about when you I don't know, you weren't going hard enough? Like, because people watch you bowl fast, I would think, and they just think, oh, well, you know, that's just what he does. But there's a lot of effort that goes into it.
There's a lot of effort that goes into it, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fast bowling is hard work. Simple as that. And Brett's exactly right. I mean, one of the key... You think of all the fastest bowlers that you've seen over the years, the Sean Tate, Shoaib Akhtar, Brett, Dale Steyn... they all run in quickly. Waqar Yunus back in the day, like, they all ran in fast. So run-up speed is a key performance indicator for bowling fast. It's one of them. But I do that. I reflect back on that session. I literally ran in quickly, and I just tried to just get through the crease as fast as I could. I didn't really know. And then I started to get some coaching and talking about back foot contact and front foot contact, ball release, hip drive, get through the crease quickly. And that's what generates your pace. And, you know, but Quicks have fast twitch fibres as well, and I must have had some of them, and allowed me to bowl quick. And then I think you just, if you can marry that all up, you hear about momentum. You know, if everything in the chain works and you go through that, then you can potentially bowl quick.
Yeah. So you go under 19s, you get to tour. Is it like a tour to India, or is it just like a one-off game? And then where do you go from there? Is it like, did you start playing one day first for Australia, or were you in the test team?
So I came back, and I played, 94-5 season. So that was 1994, and then like early 1994, and then 94-5 season. Late in the season, I played last 3 Shield games, and then I was invited to go to the Cricket Academy in Adelaide. So Rod Marsh ran that. So I did the academy 1995. And that helped me a lot. I mean, I learnt how to train properly, gym work and fitness, got stronger, refined my run-up and delivery, got quicker, and then I hit the ground running that next season for South Australia, and I had a big year. I got 50-odd wickets for the season in Shield cricket. and got a call up to the World Cup in 1996 as a replacement player for Craig McDermott, who was injured halfway through the tournament. So yeah, I was jumped on a plane, went to India. People were going, Jason, who? Because I'd only played essentially that one season. I think I'd only played a couple of list A games, 50 over games for South Australia. I hadn't played many. I didn't play in that World Cup, but then later that year we went back to India for a one-day series and Sri Lanka and India for one-day series, and I made my debut in Sri Lanka. And yeah, I was 21. So
Wow.
and then later that year I made my test debut at 21. So
That's pretty young, because now it feels like some guys are slogging for years, like playing Shield cricket, and like the new Australian, the guy who's opened the batting, Weatherall, like who's he, 28?
no, he'd be 30, 31.
31, and like that's his test debut,
I
right?
think it comes down to opportunity, timing, and opportunity sometimes. And I think all sport, like there's you see there's guys, as you said, toil away for years and years and maybe not get that opportunity. And it was just the timing was perfect for me. I came through, had a really good year. There was an opening, and the selectors essentially took a punt on me. And I'm obviously very grateful for that. but yeah, probably as simple as that.
Do you remember getting the baggy green?
Well, back when I was playing Scully, they just gave you a box of kit, and so my baggy green was under a jumper and a couple of shirts, and it was just handed to you. So I was in my room at the hotel and sort of open it up and get the baggy green and put it on my head, and I'm sitting down. I don't know if you guys follow have ever watched Seinfeld.
Yes.
Do you remember when Jerry bought his new jacket and it had the pink and white stripes on the inside, and he's on the couch, he's in his pajamas, but he's got his jacket on, and he's just giggling, pretty happy with it. That was me with the baggy green. I was Jerry with the cat, just going, that's pretty cool. Then get up, look at the mirror. Oh, yeah, that looks pretty good.
Just with the baggy green too. That's bloody great. Yeah. So there's no presentation of the baggy green.
No, not then. No.
What's it like playing for your country at test level for the first time then?
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I can't lie. It was a lot of fun. I played against the West Indies in Sydney.
Yeah.
We managed to win the test. Got a couple of wickets. So Curtly Ambrose was my first wicket. So I got two bowlers out, but that's okay. I didn't care. It was just, they were test wickets. So.
Did anyone not get Curtly Ambrose out as a bowler?
Well, that's true.
It'd be a longer list.
He was a big, tall lad and hard to get down to the full delivery. But I remember coming around the wicket, I was getting good reverse swing, and that was my first. I clean bowled him, which was nice.
I did want to ask. I've always wondered this, and I've never thought to ask it. When bowlers are bowling to bowlers, and you both can bowl bounces and heat, and you know that you've got a bit of a sort of bit of cheer music in you. Is there an understanding that doesn't happen because you can come back with interest, or is it all gloves off?
I think the days before, like really good protective equipment, helmets, and that, very much so. Like it was.
Yeah, but I'm talking about looking after the bowlers, like don't worry about the batters.
No. Merv Hughes tells a story of when he was playing for the Canberra Comets right at the end of his career, and he's come out to bat and he's facing me. And Merv was a hero of mine. I'm thinking, I'm 20 years old. That's Merv Hughes. How cool's that? So I did what any young red-blooded, hot-blooded young bowler would do. I bounced the crap out of him. And he says, he tells a story. So he went to, my captain was Jamie Siddons, who Merv and Jamie were good mates. They played at Victoria together. Yeah. And Merv's looking at Jamie going, who's this kid? What's he doing? And, he just wants to intimidate you and, hopefully he gets scared. He said, he did it well before he bowled his first ball. That was nice. But yeah, we laugh about it now. But mate, Merv was and still is a massive hero of mine, and I loved watching him play. And to be on the same cricket field was pretty surreal. And I'm a fast bowler. Had to bounce him.
Yeah, of course. That's a very good point.
Who was sort of the names in that first test side that you were a part of? And were there people that sort of took you under their wing a bit and looked after you?
Yeah, so the War Twins played. Mark Taylor was captain. So obviously the King, Warne.
Yep.
We called him the king because he insisted on it. Glenn McGrath. So those
Good team.
It was. Look,
pretty good team.
I came into a pretty good team. I was very fortunate. Thoroughly enjoyed it. What I've always said about the Australian team is, I think, because everyone plays their first game, has a debut, and know how nervous you are and everything. So everyone's so welcoming and relaxed. I mean, I'll go back that 1996 World Cup. I went there. Half the boys didn't even know who it was because they didn't play much Shield cricket, and I'd just played one season of Shield cricket. Who's this bloke? And so I remember just unpacking my bag, and I got to the hotel in India and unpacking my bag, knock on the door, open up. Oh, Mark Taylor. And he goes, "G'day, Dizzy. I'm Tubby." And I'm thinking, I'm on nickname basis with the Australian captain. How cool is this? So then I met Tugger and Junior and Warne and Pigeon, and we're going, that's Glenn McGrath. That's Shane Warne. Like, it was a bit surreal for me, and but quickly became good mates with them all. It was a lot of fun.
So you're a coach now. I was interested to know the change rooms, what you experienced as a player with the Aussie teams, which is versus what you see now across multiple teams, multiple forms of cricket. Has it changed much? If so, what's changed?
Look, the banter doesn't change. Take the piss out of each other. That doesn't change. Look, I still think everyone talks about professionalism, things like that. I mean, we were obviously very professional, and you've got to be playing international sport. You have to be. I mean, I don't think we didn't have the monitoring to the nth degree, things like that. The GPSs, we didn't have any of that stuff. I remember it was a huge thing once when Glenn McGrath played a one-day game and had the old polar heart rate monitor around the thing, and he wore it bowling in a match, and I'm thinking that's the weirdest thing in the world. And Glenn was pretty chilled. He just go, do it. And that was the only monitoring I ever saw as a player in my career. I mean, but nowadays they've got they make shirts that you could put your GPS in, and they monitor the number of balls you bowl at training and in games and the like. I mean, we had dietitians and stuff like that back in, encouraging you to, make the good choices with food and things like that. But I think there's just there's more to it now. I think there's what the biggest difference is, boys, is the amount of people around the team now. And I don't know if that's come in footy over the years, like more and more support staff and that. I understand why, but at the same time, I think I'm a big believer in independent thinking cricketers. If you've got man-to-man marking with one support staff to one player, everything's done for them. I like players to be independent, and that's why when I've coached, I haven't had huge support staff. So you have support staff, but I don't like too many people in and around the change rooms, for instance, because you spend a lot of time as a cricketer. You spend a lot of time in your spaces, your change room, your viewing rooms, and I've always been one to keep that minimal in terms of I don't want 12 support staff. I don't know. That's just me.
Let's talk fast bowlers. So, Fast Bowling Cartel, your new podcast, filmed across Australia. We're releasing that all over the place. BackChat Studios being a part of that, which has been very enjoyable to be a part of. But so, if you want really in-depth stuff, go and subscribe, listen to the Fast Bowling Cartel. But I want to know about the team within the team. You took over 250 wickets for Australia. Average
Sixth highest
of
average
26
Aussie wicket taker.
Is that right?
Yeah,
average 26, sixth highest ever as Australian. But talk to us about the fast bowlers and the team within the team. Give me some stories about you blokes, like the backbone of the Australian cricket team, the backbone of any cricket team. Just like backmen around the country, you look at any team. AFL, who won the premiership? Brisbane. Who's the captain? Harris Andrews. Where does he play? He plays in the back line. No real surprises there, right? So I just want to know a couple of stories about how you blokes ticked, how you operated, who was in charge, what was going on.
Yeah, we always refer to Glenn as the president. of the Fast Bowling Cartel and the fast bowlers. You spend a lot of time together because if you think in cricket, when we're batting, we're low down the order, so we don't have to be thinking about batting necessarily. We're none down. The batters used to get a bit shitty with us if we won the toss and we're batting. We're all jumping around, happy days. We're thinking, beautiful, we've got a day and a half, just chilling, making toasties and sipping tea and just being nuisances. Batters go, can you, blokes, shut up? We're trying to prepare to bat. And we're putting the ghetto blaster on and carrying on. And
Ghetto blaster.
Yeah, that was back. Yeah, the old, the old one. And so we'd be just chilling. So that was a natural kind of, move towards each other because you spend a lot of time together in that sense. A funny story, I think it was 2001 Ashes, we were in England and a few of us were asked to go on to the footy show was being filmed in London and the subject came up and Damien Fleming, we were on air and we were asked by Eddie and that about the listen to music in the change rooms and what's going on, and we always slag off the batters because they got crap taste in music. And I remember Michael Slater used to go around singing. What was that song? It was a one-hit wonder, Joshua Caddison or something. Jesse paint a picture or something, and he'd be singing that and a little ballad, while we're listening to Akadaka and Metallica and stuff with our headphones. But this one occasion, so Flem was asked this question. And what are the boys listening to? And he just got stuck into Warnie. He said, Warnie, his favourite song, and he keeps playing it. It's the worst song I've ever heard. It's a disgrace. It's this girl. She was a Spice Girl, Jerry Halliwell. It's Raining Men, and he's dancing around singing and like Warnie, you imagine Warnie going like this, going, "It's raining men." Oh yeah, and look at her, like, and so Flem was saying this on the footy show, going, this is crazy. And then at the end of the interview, Eddie goes, thanks boys, and coming up next, everyone, we got a special guest singing her hit song live here. Jerry Halliwell, It's Raining Men. so we go back out after behind the curtains, and there's Jerry Halliwell about to come on and sing. And luckily, I don't think she heard that, thankfully. But Flemo was, he was so embarrassed. He was, but it was so funny. But yeah, we'd get stuck into the batters because they're all, love ballads and that there, and we've got our headphones on with the old Discmans, and we're listening to Metallica and Akadaka and Led Zepp. And
we first heard about the Fast Bowling Cartel from Mitch Marsh, would you believe? Because I would say he's, and he put his hand up and said, like, in terms of pace, he's sort of, he's sort of medium to fast.
He doesn't qualify.
Well, he told us about it first, and I was intrigued because I hadn't really heard it, and I thought it was a bit of a myth, but it was real. Like, you blokes started it. Like, you just say, like, Glenn was not affected. He was a president. It was a thing, and it still is. Are you proud it still is?
Absolutely. Oh, mate, it's so good. And also when bowlers raise the ball. Yeah, that was us. That was Flemo, myself, Pidge, Casper, Andy Bickle, Paul Rifle. We'd always talk about it. How come a batter gets to raise his bat when, like Ricky Ponting, he gets his average, and he gets a 50, which is his average, and he gets to raise his bat. Hey, why don't we raise the ball when we take 2 or 3 for? And then so that started. So Flemo raised the ball in a tour game in England in 2001, and then we went to Lords and Glenn got the first fifer, the cartel fifer. So he's raising the ball in the first innings, and I got to raise the ball the second innings, and it's one of the greatest moments of my life. Get the umpire, hey, and just hold it up to the crowd at Lords, and they're all going, "What the hell are these Aussies doing?" Like, they're ridiculous, but just a lot of fun, and I'm pleased that tradition has continued on to this day. That's over, nearly a quarter of a century now, so it's that's pretty cool, pretty quirky.
Starkey had it up.
He did. You got to do it twice because he had 10 for the match.
Yeah, he did. That's great. And it was funny after the Perth Test that finished in bloody 2 days. Starkey, I was on field with ABC, we were wrapping up, and Starkey comes running over. And he said, Diz, I'm so sorry, I haven't responded to your text. I'm in. I want to be on the Cartel pod. Just let me know. I apologise for not getting back to you, but I've got to get on there, so let's work out a time. So fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I've just reached out to him today.
That's good.
So, Kratz, need you on, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, they played 2 days.
What else are you doing?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So, I think a lot of the Aussie boys actually went home to get a couple of days off and that. But, geez, he bowled well, Starkey. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was great. So, be able to sort of unpack that a bit with him on the pod, hopefully.
Good.
Yeah. Was it discussed in the Fast Bowling Cartel to run in and flap your arms? Because that's like one of my key memories of you, which is
Condor.
Is it the Condor?
I
couldn't even find footage of it. I know it exists. I didn't for a second. I was like, did that even happen?
So I don't know if you guys might be a bit young, but we played a test in 2001 in Kolkata.
Yep.
And it was a famous test that we enforced a follow on, and then VVS Laxman got 281, Rahul Dravid got 180, and they ended up beating us. We used all our bowlers. We used everyone except Adam Gilchrist and Steve Waugh didn't bowl. Everyone else bowled, even Justin Langer, Matty Hayden. We all bowled. Everyone bowled. And in that game, I actually did the Condor to VVS Laxman because clearly out of ideas, we were getting smacked everywhere. And I just thought I'm just going to run in and do the Condor. And McGrath said, "You wouldn't do that, Diz." I said, "You know I will." And he goes, "Yeah, I do." And so just halfway through my run up, I just and then Laxman, cool as you like, he just punches me through the offside, and he just looks at me. And I just look at him, and we both have this knowing sort of grin, like just going, "You're an idiot."
Just out of ideas.
That is good. So you spoke about the bowling and batting relationship. Bowlers being the team within the team, and batters. It's that hard. I just assume your thoughts are it's not that hard. It's just swinging a bit of willow around, really, because I mean you've proven with a 201 not out to your name.
Oh well, I do have the greatest innings of all time in my back pocket. So
I thought that was Travis Head in Perth just recently.
Nah, that's second.
Are they in the same? Are they in the same combo?
No, all jokes aside, they're not in the same conversation. That was as good a cricket as I've seen. That was, and I think in the context of it as well.
You're still talking about yourself.
No.
You should have started.
I should have.
Let me tell you, I had the best view in the house. I was right there.
No, with Trav, I think the context of the game, everything about it. He went to open because Uzi was injured. He wanted to go out and open with Weathers, Jakey Weatherald, who he played a lot of cricket with Adelaide Strikers in South Australia. And I love the fact that he took leadership and said, right, I'm going to take the first ball. Trav's an interesting one because he quite enjoys hanging out with the FBC.
So right.
So he's quite close with Stark, Cummins, Hazelwood.
So that says he's a good bloke because he's not a bowler. He's just a good bloke.
He's a ripper. Trav. He thinks like a quick at times. Yeah, he's a beauty.
I like that. Yeah. So I mean, you glossed over it. Just talk us through the 201. You come in as a night watchman and you knock out a double century. Like it.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was 425 balls, 9.5 hours, Sky. I mean, if you want to watch the highlights on YouTube, that goes for an hour and a quarter. Highlight package. I mean, look, it is one of the greatest cities of all time.
Yep.
I when I do sportsman's nights, I add a little bit of mayonnaise to it, obviously, but who lets the truth get in the way of a good story?
Well, I'm happy to hear. I mean, you can keep the sportsman's night for the sportsman's nights, but like tie it into the knock with your great mate Glenn McGrath. I mean,
that was a lot of fun.
So you also before that, I just got to ask about you running out Ricky Ponting in the 201. Was he filthy about that?
Oh, absolutely.
You did what? You ran him out.
I might have run him out, and when I say might, I did.
What were you on?
I was. So Rick came out to bat because it almost serves him right because he asked me to do his job, didn't he? He's the number one batter in the world.
Yes.
In the Test rankings, he's captain.
Yes.
Do your job.
Yes.
I did my job. I got 3 for 11 off 5. We bowled him out.
Yes.
And so what happened is I've gone forward to play a forward defensive shot, and I'm just admiring my forward defence. I'm just going, Diz, that's a great shot, well played. And it squirted off the outside half of my bat to backward point.
So it wasn't a good shot.
No, because it was turning square, mate. It was an absolute snake pit. It was tough to battle now then. So it's just squirted out off the outside half of my bat. It's gone to backward point. And I look up and I hear this yes, and Ricky's halfway down the wicket. So I was still admiring my defence. I've just, no, go back. So he's turned around, going back. I had no idea this bloke here was a left-handed fielder. It went straight to him. It just bounced up perfectly. One hand, one foul swoop, and he's chucked the stumps down, round Rick out. So I knew I couldn't go back into that change room. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Because all I'm hearing Dizzy, as he's walking off, all I'm hearing is Dizzy. And I'm hearing a few choice words that rhymes with fire truck. And then banging his bat up the stairs. And then I heard this almighty racket in the change rooms. And F and this, F and that. And he was blowing up. And fair enough, too, because I ran him out. And so I just knew in that moment I could not go back in that dressing room.
I'm going to have to score 200.
I wasn't thinking runs. I was just thinking, I can't go back in there.
That is unreal. I was tying it together with the Glenn McGrath stand because I don't know if it's disrespectful or not, mate, but like with you coming in here today and we're doing research, but the very first thing, Jason Gillespie coming in, I don't mean it to be disrespectful if it is to your entire career, but like my instant memory was you whipping your bat around and riding it like a donkey. That is what came to my mind. Jason Gillespie. I mean, it must have been a good moment to do that with Glenn.
Yeah,
you too.
Look, absolutely. I almost didn't do it because I brought up my 50 with a French cut. It went for 4. I'm thinking, I can't do this.
Can't celebrate.
And then I thought, stuff it. And I just ran down the way. The boys knew I was going to do it because the night before I was approaching 50 and I just mentioned to them that I was having a beer with some of my Adelaide Cricket Club teammates like a while back. And they said, Diz, you got to do something special if you ever get a 50 in a test match. And I said, maybe I'll ride my bat like Happy Gilmore. And
yes.
And they go, and one of the lads just said, if you do, there's a carton in it for you. And I've gone, deal. And so then we got it. And all the boys, like, they were sitting on the balcony there at the Gabba. They knew that I was going to do it. And just ran down the wicket and just had a bit of fun with it. I thought it was like a light-hearted moment. But the fact that I was out there with Glenn as well, because he was giving me grief because he'd already reached 50. And he said, how many test 50s have you got, Diz? Like straight after he got his 50.
But who was a better batter out of you two?
Me, comfortably.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. But what I will say about Glenn's innings, and I call it the second greatest innings in the history of Test cricket after the epic 201. I can't do it with a straight face anymore.
Travis has just knocked out one of the greatest innings.
He's down at number 3 at the moment.
Bad luck, Trav.
Bad luck, Trav. Sorry, mate. So with I've just lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
Glenn scoring 50.
Oh yeah, Glenn scoring 50. Yeah. So he got 61. Right. His average at the time was 4. So he got 15 times his average.
Yes.
That's what Ricky Ponting at 800.
Yeah, exactly.
Innings, right? That's how extraordinary that knock is. That's how crazy that knock is. And like his average went up by a whole 1.5 or something. It was a bit like mine, because that was my last innings, and that's the moral of the story, guys. If you want to keep playing Test cricket, don't run out your captain.
But 201's your last.
No. Yeah, I got dropped after that. Yeah. That's what I said. Don't run out your skipper, Scully.
Shouldn't be laughing.
No, that's hilarious. I averaged 240 with the bat and 11 with the ball that series. Man of the match, man of the series. Get a call from Digger Hilditch a couple of months later. Sorry, Diz, I got bad news for you. I said, is this based on my last Test match where I got a double 100 and I took 3 for? Silence on the end of the phone. Right. And then I knew I couldn't keep him in suspense any longer. So Digger Hilditch, Andrew Hilditch, selector at the time. Digger, I'm just taking the piss, mate. No, don't stress. I understand. Because I was called up as a replacement on that tour. So Glenn's then wife was going through some treatment for illness and things like that. There were a couple of guys who were injured and the like. So I was a replacement player. So I knew that, and I reckon deep down, I probably knew it was my last hurrah in the baggy green.
Release the shackles a bit, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Mentally, like
You could have been opening the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, and I remember Gilly allowed me the honour of leading the team song at the end of that Test match, and I've never spoken about this with Gil, but I reckon deep down he knew I was probably done as well. Because admittedly, my bowling, I just lost a little bit of an edge with my pace and stuff, and that was what I was in the team for, to bowl cricket balls, and so I'm very comfortable with it. It's given me a sportsman's night story to dish out, and it's a quirky stat, isn't it? You know, who gets dropped after getting a double 100, and but it's all fine. I'm very comfortable with it. So I was fortunate enough to play 71 Test matches. So not a lot of people can say they've done that. So I'm forever grateful.
What was the best moment? Like, what was your best moment across your cricket career then? Australian cricket career.
Yeah, look, I often get asked that, and people just assume that it's scoring double 100 or whatever. And look, it was a great moment. Don't get me wrong, but
bit out of the box.
Yeah, it's quirky. But I was a bowler, and that's what my job was. So, I mean, I'm really proud of our team when we went to India in 2004, and we beat India in India. And I contributed. I think I got 20 wickets in that series from the 4 tests, and I felt I was bowling really well, and we won. And Australia hadn't beat India in 35 years. Excuse me. So for me, I put that really high. And I suppose any time you contribute to a team win, but winning Test matches, that was what it was all about for me. Winning one-day games. Any time we won a match, won a series, winning the Ashes, a few times was great fun. Winning in India, being part of the squad for the World Cup in 2003, that was pretty cool.
Yes.
So, those are the things I remember the most. And the 200, it was great, but I was a bowler, and so I remember a lot of my bowling performances, and first and foremost.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case. I mean, before we move on, I don't know if it's a low point or if you can look back and have a laugh now about the big collision with Tugger.
Yep.
Tugger, yeah, Steve Waugh. We were watching that just before, and I guess we were probably too young for me to realise that was a big incident for a cricket field. It would have been a big incident on a footy field.
Yeah, it was a pretty big incident. So the batter played a attempted sweep off Colin Miller. Remember Funky? Swiller, Driller, Killer, Chiller, Thriller, Miller? Yeah, Ripper. So got a top edge, and Stephen was at short fine leg. I was at deep backward square. We run in, collide. He breaks his nose. I break my leg. But blood was spurting out of Tugger's nose. So everyone naturally, he was a captain, went to him. Yep. I'm on my little lonesome over in the corner. No one's giving me the time of day.
We saw the footage. That's legit. Yeah. No one goes near you. You are literally...
It's all Tugger.
Broken leg.
Broken leg. No one goes near you.
So finally, I try to sort of stand up, and I just put some weight on my foot, and it is just the most searing pain. I've gone, hell, this is really bad. So anyway, I get chaired off with our security guard, our physio, got us off. They put us in to take us to the helicopter to airlift us to Colombo, because we're in Kandy, which is in the middle of Sri Lanka, in the mountains. And so Sanath Jayasuriya, who was the one of the Sri Lankan players, he had a mate in the army, as you do, and he just rang him and said, mate, we need a helicopter. And so helicopters just came, picked us up. So we were put into an ambulance out the back of the stadium to take us to wherever this was. And to paint a picture, this was 1999, and the ambulance in Sri Lanka. Do you remember the old 70s escort panel van?
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Okay.
And so I'm put in the back. My broken legs hanging out the thing. And in the eagerness of the ambulance driver, he's gone to shut the door. Luckily, quick thinking Errol Orcott, our physio, he's stopped it, and just in time. Otherwise, it would have potentially snapped me bloody leg off. But we went to, they airlifted us to Colombo Hospital. We got repaired. They did an unbelievable job there. Even when I went home after I got the cast off and I put a titanium rod in my leg, they said we couldn't have repaired this better than what it was done in Sri Lanka. So I'm always forever grateful. Tugger is always forever grateful. His nose, but the time in the hospital lent us to a couple of funny incidents.
Yes.
One was I was in considerable pain and the oral pain medication wasn't working. They said, we've got another option. And it was inserting pain meds because it absorbs into the system apparently.
Yep.
And so I go reluctant because, I'm thinking it's one-way traffic down there, mate. It's an exhaust pipe. So I didn't want to partake. And they go in, Tugger, he laughs every time he thinks about it, like I'm clenching. And you just hear this pop and just dropped onto the floor. I'm just clenching so much. But anyway, that was funny.
So the suppositories in no good.
No good. So that didn't work. But I suppose the funniest incident was this very attractive young Sri Lankan nurse knocks on the door. She's got a bowl of warm soapy water, and she said, excuse me, Mr. Gillespie, because Sri Lankans can't pronounce Gillespie because it's not that English isn't their first language, and the S and the P they get mixed up. So, which is fair enough. But she goes, Mr. Gillespie, it's nearly time for your sponge bath, and I'm thinking, how good is this? Right, this is amazing. And Tugger's looking at me, and he's just going, you lucky bugger. Like, he's thinking out. So she said, be back soon to administer your sponge bath, Mr. Gillespie. No worry. Yep, cool. I got grinning like a Cheshire cat. And so she goes out. And a few minutes later, Stephen starts laughing. I've kind of just turned away for a moment and I hear him burst out laughing. Standing in the doorway was this short, portly, moustached male nurse. And he's given her the Mr. Gillespie, it is time for your sponge bath and I will be administering it. And Tugger, he was crying by this stage. And he's, Dizzy, don't get excited. And I'm, shut up, Tugger. And so in the end, look, I won't go into detail. This is a family-friendly pod, so I don't want to go. But all I can say is that I was very clean.
Yep.
And he was very thorough.
That's very clean. That's very good. All right, and Steve's nose that looks nice too. He was happy with the job.
Yeah, well, they straightened it.
Yes.
So, no, but in all seriousness, for a number of years after, and I don't know now, but for a number of years after, Tugger, like every so often, would get these debilitating headaches, like what they call migraines. And he said it'd knock him out for hours, like, and that he said he'd never had a migraine beforehand, and since the collision, it was a pretty full-on collision. He'd on occasions get these debilitating migraines. So there was a bit of a consequence, I suppose, for it. My leg never quite the same. It was fine. I mean, they repaired it well and that, but it's just not quite the same. But I mean, it's all good now. I mean, no dramas. It took a while to get the strength back into it. Same as my left leg, but yeah, I mean, it's I'd only played, that was my 14th Test match, and so I'm very fortunate. I went on to play 71, so obviously really grateful for everyone that helped repair it. So.
Especially the
I
bathman.
don't understand why you couldn't do, like, why? I don't know the point of a sponge bath unless you can't use your arms. Like, why can't you clean yourself?
We just wanted the sponge bath to who he thought was giving it.
That's exactly right.
Mr.
I was laid up in bed. I was on pain meds and
suppository had finally worked. I just wanted to finish asking about your coaching, mate, and how you've sort of found that. You coached Pakistan. have you found what you've done as a player and transferred it into coaching? And like, does that give you a good purpose? Do you enjoy it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So I mean, as of right now, I'm not coaching, and since my the opportunity with Pakistan, and that finished last December.
Yep.
So it's basically been a year since I've been full-time coaching. So I've done little bits and pieces, but I'm just having a bit of a break from it at the moment, and I'm actually really enjoying, doing the pod.
Yep.
Really enjoying ABC Radio. It's so much fun, and doing some shows and stuff like that. So having a good balance at the moment. But coaching, yeah, look, I really enjoyed it. I think early in my career, I was able to empathise. I felt, and I use the example of, I could spot a stubborn, single-minded, stubborn cricketer, older senior player a mile off, because that was me.
Yes.
I was that player.
Yes.
Because I'd taken ownership after I broke my leg. I decided I had to do something different because I was always getting little injuries here and there, and I was young and stuff, and I didn't have necessarily any specific routines, and that I'd just run and train hard and all that, but I didn't probably focus much on recovery protocols and things like that. But after I broke my leg, I took stock, and I had to take more responsibility for more ownership of my game, and so I set a pretty strict regime for myself, and it worked until it didn't, if that makes sense. And it didn't because I became quite set in my ways. I wasn't open to feedback, or I had a very fixed mindset. And I didn't pivot, and that's probably what cost me. I may not have, but I may have been able to extend my career had I been a bit more accepting, a bit more open to feedback. So I can spot that in a player a mile off, and I have done with a few players that I've coached. Probably a big lesson I learned. I took the Yorkshire job started in 2012, and what I'd learnt when I got there, there was a bit of fracture in between whether the players and coaching staff, and there's a lot of mixed messaging and things like that. And there's a situation, and that these coaches had moved on, but there was a situation where a player had missed out in the team, and he'd go to an assistant coach and would have a moan, well, I'm not playing, and that assistant coach would say, oh, if I was in charge, you'd be playing. He doesn't know what he's doing and all that. So just no one's on the same page. And so I called everyone in, and I hate all that stuff. And so I called all our support staff in, coaches and sports science, sports medicine. And I said, look, I'm taking responsibility for the selecting of the sides, and I'll do all the communication with it all. Buck stops with me, so that's cool, no drama. And if any player comes to you, refer them to me. No problem. So sure enough, we get to the first game of the season, and one lad who felt he should have been in the first team found himself in the second team. And as players had done in the past at Yorkshire, they'd start chipping away. They'd sort of go, they're in the gym, they'd go to the trainer, have a little bone, and so the trainer would say, look, I know you're disappointed. Have you spoken to Diz? He'll give you some feedback. And no. And basically, this player, over the course of about 4 or 5 days, had got around to every member, like whether he's on the bench getting treatment and he's having a moan to the physio, or he's in the nets, he's having a moan to the assistant coach, and they all consistently said, look, no, you're disappointed, and that's, we know you want to play, but just go and have a chat with the coach, and he'll give you some, if you're not clear, he'll give you some more clarity, get more feedback. Cool, no worries. So finally, after about 4 or 5 days, this player, Diz, could I have a word? I just want to have a conversation with you. Yeah, sure, come in. He sat down, and before he started, I said, mate, I've been waiting for 5 days. He said, oh, what do you mean? So, mate, you've gone around to every member of our support staff and had a bitch and a moan. What did I say to you when we selected sides and I communicated with everyone? If you've got an issue, come and talk to me. Come and talk to me. His jaw dropped. went on the floor, and I knew he was quite an influential player around the group. So I knew this was going to spread like wildfire. And culture changed like that. Like that. And players knew. And from that moment on, it was great. Like, players knew not to, because they saw a united group of support staff that were there to help them get better. And players would come and communicate. You know, I said, look, if you need more information, you need to seek clarification, come and talk to me. My door's always open. And that started my time at Yorkshire, and it only went from there. And it got my relationships with the players, with coaches, and everyone involved in the club just got stronger and stronger. And we ended up celebrating a bit of success, which was great.
That's great insight.
Yeah, that's cool.
Into what coaching looks like. Was it different with Pakistan? Like, to me, like, it feels like there's some challenges already. Like, you're in Pakistan.
Yeah.
You're not at Yorkshire.
Well, yeah, I mean, Pakistan, because the way I was going over just to do the test, to coach the test side. So I was basically fly out. And so I'd go there, like, if we're leading into a test series, I'd be a training camp and stuff like that. So that was communicated clearly. This is what we wanted to do. They had another coach for the white ball cricket. So cool, no worries. And I thought, and when I took the job, I thought, well, that's actually pretty good. That'd be good for, you know, time away from family and stuff. There's periods I'll be at home and then periods away and at work, and I can just focus on one format of the game, which I thought it ticked a lot of boxes, and it, you want to test yourself international cricket coaching, and so it ticked a lot of boxes in that regard, and the communication with them was great, and got it over the line. They were keen as mustard, and yeah, not long after that, I remember having a Zoom call with the selectors just after I'd been announced as coach, and they were picking Pakistan A squad, and the selectors had obviously, there was I don't know how many people were on this Zoom call, but it was at least a dozen. Like, I kid you.
Compared to how many would be in like a selection committee?
Most selection panels are 3.
Right.
Okay. Right. Every man and his dog was in this one, and everyone's and then so they'd be gridlocked at 6 or 7 apiece, like voting on a player. They say, Coach, you got the deciding vote. Never heard of any of these players before. Didn't know what they did.
Right.
I said, so what's he? Oh, he's a left arm spinner and bats right hand. Oh, cool. What do you guys think? So I just and then there's a language barrier a little bit. I mean, what I did notice in Pakistan is that all the players, so communicating with players. So I spoke to Shane Masood, the captain of the Test side, who his English very strong. He was educated in the UK, so his English was very strong. And I asked him, mate, so when I communicate with the players, what are some of the key things to understand? Do they understand English? And he said, look, Coach, you won't have a problem. The players will all understand what you say. Just sometimes make sure you talk a bit slower than maybe you normally would, but they will all understand. Some of them may not be able to communicate back exactly what they're thinking, and if you're talking to a player, if a player's wanting to talk, I can speak to them in Urdu, and then I can share with you that, or I can summarise what they're trying to say. So we had a pretty decent system there, and that worked okay. Working with the players, working with the coaching staff, amazing. Loved it. It was a lot of fun. Just decisions from above. They were very dependent on results. So if the team did well, it was party time, celebrating everything. Team went badly, they go and sack the selection panel and start again. And then, early into the tenure, I was getting questioned about why I wasn't spending more time in Pakistan. I said, well, you made my contract, which you created it. It said fly back and forth. And so I could tell it wasn't going to go for a long time. Yes. I was asked to, we'd finished the test series against England, which we won in Pakistan. And then I was heading back to Australia, and Gary Kirsten was the white ball coach. He was going to join up with the team, but he'd been removed from all selection, and they'd ripped up the squad that he'd picked, or part of the process that he'd picked, and because they named a whole new selection panel out of the blue, and he had no say in his team. He said, well, I'm not going to do the job if I don't have a say in the team, because you're judging me on the results and I don't have a say in selection of the team. So Gary didn't get on a plane from South Africa to Australia, and I was heading back to Australia, and Pakistan had no coach. And would you do it? And I said, well, yeah, but it's not actually part of my contract. I'm the red ball coach, so this is extra work. And that got their end back up a little bit. I think they just expected me to just do it for free, and I did it for a nominal fee to help out, because as you do. So I did that, and then I turned down the opportunity to be the interim coach of the white ball team and basically all format coach until for the next 6 months. I respectfully said, look, it's not what I signed up for. I'd rather just focus on the test side. And then that's when I think they decided they wanted to, they started to move the goalposts again. They sacked my senior assistant coach without me knowing anything about it, because he rang me just to say, oh, Diz, I'm out. I said, what do you mean? He said, I'm not going to South Africa. They sacked me. Oh. Okay. So that was a straw that broke the camel's back for me. I mean, there are a lot of other little things nibbling away behind the behind the scenes.
It's interesting. I've never heard that story. But to tell your story about Yorkshire and how important you feel like clarity and consistency is with your assistants, and then it's an undermining of you to have someone removed that you've basically told everyone, well, this is how it works, and then it doesn't work that way.
So in Pakistan, they're very emotional. They make emotional decisions. And it's a big country, admittedly, right? And some of the most talented cricketers I've ever seen are in Pakistan. But you have the chairman of the PCB is appointed by the Prime Minister of the country. Right. So anyone that says politics and sport don't mix, I don't quite believe it. And when you have people, the higher ups in the PCB, after a loss, wanting to pick the side or change the team because it's reflecting badly on them personally. You're thinking, wow,
that's a difficult environment.
That's a challenging environment. But look, I think there's a lot of people there that mean well, and they just need to get their structures in place underneath. Because, as I said, some of the most skillful cricketers I've ever seen. Talent. There's fast bowlers, everywhere who can bowl really quick. They've got dynamic batsmen. They've got really talented cricketers, and it's I hope, I wish them well. I'm still in touch with a number of the boys. They reach out and just check in. And this is a year later. I feel for the players. When Gary and I moved on, we were the 7th and 8th head coach they'd had in like 3 years.
Wow.
So they cycle through, and hopefully, so they've got Mike Hesson now as the white ball coach, and they're having some success at the moment. So I wish him well. He's an elite coach, and he's right for that role. He'll be able to manage that really well. So I'm looking forward to. I'm enjoying seeing the guys play well. So
that's good. Should we head to social media?
Let's do it.
All right, mate, that's enough from us, Diz, from Dan and I asking you questions, and you've done well on a topic that you know a lot about, I assume, which is yourself. But now it is social media. This is not social media. Questions from the people before you put it out to the crowd, the audience.
Cool.
And they get to ask some questions. So
I've got it all.
You start as well. Let's go with Steve.
Steve Gavorko.
Yeah.
Are we going to see many Australian fast bowlers consistently hitting 150 plus in the future?
150 is quick. Well, that is really quick. We saw Mark Wood hit that. I think there will be, but I think most quicks that'll come through will operate anywhere between 130, 140 to 145. I think that will be, because 150 is severely quick, and there's only been maybe a dozen players in the history of the game been able to reach that speed. So the short answer is, look, I don't think there's going to be necessarily more, but I think there'll be more bowlers hitting that sweet spot around 140 consistently.
Because Archer was hitting, he would go 132 and then ramp up to 150, but he can't do It seemed like he couldn't
But
do that
bowling it
consistently.
is amazing, and that just shows the robustness of someone like Brett. I use Brett Lee as an example. He bowled fast for long spells, consistently up around 150. Sean Tate, oh man, he was scary. He was so scary. He could bowl quick show back to. They bowl fast, but I believe they're outliers.
Yeah.
Savants fan.
Savants fan, I think. The SA bowling talent in the future, who's coming through?
Well, they've got a number of young bowlers. Jordan Buckingham is doing quite well. Henry Thornton, Nathan McAndrew. He's over 30 now, but he's performed strongly since him and Fergus O'Neill of Victoria are the two highest wicket takers over the last 3 years in Shield cricket.
Right.
They're both more. McAndrew's probably low 130s. O'Neill's probably 125 to 130, but they're very skillful. They can swing the ball and the like. But yeah, I really like the look of Jordan Buckingham. He's a skillful bowler. Henry Thornton's doing a lot of very good things. We saw Brendan Doggett just make his debut for Australia.
I like him.
Yeah, just the third Indigenous player, male player to play for Australia. So that's two players in the same 11.
Yeah,
that was a pretty special moment, that Perth Test. That sort of flew under the radar a little bit, but don't underestimate how big that was for First Nations people. It was a big moment. Absolutely.
This is from Liam_Golan. Who was the wildest teammate when on the circuit?
When on the circuit? Wouldn't say he got particularly wild, but the king, Shane Warne, he walked around in different circles to us mere mortals. Like just going out with him was an absolute adventure. Everyone knew him. Eyes were on him all the time. He knew everyone. Everyone knew him. He was different level, different gravy. But he was a lot of fun, Warnie. He was one of the most generous people I've ever met. And a lot of that generosity, general public would have no idea. And he'd always keep it like that. I mean, one example, he would go to a local primary school and offer to coach the kids, but on one condition. No media, no cameras. Didn't want anyone to know about it, and he would do that. Quite a bit.
That's so cool.
Wonderful guy.
That's amazing. John Dawson.
How far from the pitch does a fast bowler need to be to generate top pace? How far do you reckon your run-ups were? Because it's hard to judge on TV.
Mine was 16 metres 10, and then I had 6 paces to walk onto it.
Right.
That doesn't seem like far.
No, it doesn't.
It was about the length of a pitch. My run-up was. That was. But at the start of my career, I started outside the 30-metre circle.
Right.
But
it's like Ruckman back in the day, like the back of the square.
Yeah, that's right.
Why did it get shorter?
It was. I just felt I was running into bowl, and I was about 10 metres from the wicket. I'm thinking I'm ready to bowl now, and I've still got another 10 metres to go. This is nonsense. So I just experimented with this shorter run, and I got some feedback from the batters and from coaches, and I said your pace hasn't dropped off at all. And,
right.
And I'm thinking, well,
all those Ks that you put in.
Yeah, I was thinking, geez, the overrate's shocking, and like it was. That was part of it. It was just the fact that I was ready to bowl, and I was still at least 5 metres or so from the crease. So I thought I could try this shorter run, and I was initially hesitant because I thought I'm a fast bowler. I've got to run in, big long run up and charge in. So it was a bit of a process and shortened it, and but it was it'd be say 22, 23 metres, I suppose.
Yeah, there you go.
We always finish off with Tappy 95.
Yeah, how do you like your eggs?
Yeah,
you don't eat eggs.
No, I'm a strict vegetarian. I'm vegan, so I don't eat eggs.
No eggs.
There you go.
No eggs.
I think that's the first time someone said that. It's usually like, scrambled, poached.
Yeah.
Yep, there you
eggs.
go. No eggs.
Mate, well done. That's us for BackChat. Thanks for joining us.
No problem at all.
You want to give yourself a final plug, or you want me to give Fast Bowling Cartel a final?
Look, you can do it, but yeah, I mean the Fast Bowling Cartel plug. It's it's very enjoyable, and I hope people are enjoying it.
Just give me like a very brief. Like,
can you give us like an example of the give me a spell? Because I think that translates to our audience.
So give me a spell. So it's I try to look at like either newspaper articles or anything on social media that someone, mainly batters,
Yes.
say that's stupid. So an example of give me a spell was one of the first ones was Kevin Peterson during the T20s. It was Tim David, if you remember. He hit an enormous six down in Tasmania at Bellareve Oval. And it went 120 odd metres. And Kevin has put out on social media that if the ball goes over 100 metres, it should be worth 12. Give me a spell, Kev. It's absolute nonsense. So that's an example. So
it's good.
Give me a spell is a segment on the Fast Bowling Cartel,
right.
Glenn McGrath, Damien Fleming, Jason Gillespie. Did you not, though, didn't you give him some direct feedback on social media? Not just his... So, didn't I see that come across on the WhatsApp? What would you say?
This
is on X. He wrote it.
I wrote something. No, but the one I did...
it shouldn't, Kevin.
Yes.
No, it shouldn't. I just said 3 words. No, it shouldn't. Just with nothing else on it.
No, it shouldn't.
My favourite one with Kev, he talked about. So I saw this on Instagram or whatever. He said he was talking about that series when Mitchell Johnson bowled rockets and bowled so fast. And the quote from Kev was, all the English players were really scared of Mitch, but I wasn't. And so I think I just wrote, well played, mate. Like, just 3 words. Well battered, Kev.
You weren't scared.
Give me a spell, Kev. Come on.
Give me a spell. That's going to be its own spin-off podcast.
It's just you ranting for 30 minutes.
It's me ranting. So basically, it's me ranting.
Yeah, that's good. I like it.
All good fun. So particularly batsmen who, step out of their box. Got to put them back in, don't we?
Well, go and subscribe to that. Get all of your cricket news, especially over this Ashes period. BC Studios, of course, built by Grounded this year and ongoing. Our good friends at Paywise presenting the show for season 2025. ID Athletic, Whippersnapper Whiskey, Mumba Digital, TABtouch, Shelter Brewing Co., Leadville Precinct, Camera Electronic, On One Services. Thank you for your support. Diz, thank you for being in Perth, and good luck for the rest of the Ashes.
Thanks very much.